In this video, I want to show you a couple things that I think are pretty cool. One is how to use the highlighting palette to create custom highlighting palettes, and then to combine that with a visual filter document. So I want to walk you through what I've got here on my screen, where, as you can see, I've got the word Yahweh above the word Lord there, and Elohim above the word God. I've got down here in verse 8, it says Yahweh, all those sorts of things. So what I want to do is I want to show you how do you create words like that. And what's happening is I've created a custom highlighting palette that I then set up with a visual filter document based on the Hebrew of these words. Because sometimes God, it's Elohim, sometimes it's Yahweh, sometimes it's Adonai. And I want to show you how to set that up. And the reason I want to show you this is you might want to set this document up too in your copy of Logos, but you can also come up with some pretty cool highlighting. Hopefully it'll spark an idea. So let's get into it. So the first thing I want to do is I want to create my highlighting palette. I've already got one over here on the left-hand side called Names of God. And I've got Adonai, Elohim, and Yahweh. So I'm going to open up the Adonai one and I'm going to edit it. So you're going to be able to see how this kind of works. So I've got, that's the preview of it. And all these options, we don't have time in this video to go through all these options, but come down to the one that says insert text. It's going to ask you, where do you want to insert the text? Do you want to do it before the text, after the text, above the text? And we've got it labeled above the text. We've got Adonai and above the text box right here within the highlighting palette. That's why it's showing up above the word. So wherever you have, if you're going to use text, wherever you put it here in the insert text section, that's where it's going to actually show up. And this is where you can configure your custom highlights, and Logos is amazing for highlights. And you can play around with all the different features: bold, italics, subscript, all caps, small caps, superscript. It's just really cool tool that you can do, and you can create whatever text you want. I really like this feature. So we've got one for Adonai that is insert text above. I've got it set in red and the word Adonai right there. And then when I go, I'm going to save that one. I'm going to go back. I've got the same thing for Elohim. So I've got right here, and I'm going to go to insert text. Same thing right there, the word, it's in the text above section. I've got it in red, so for me it's easier to see. It's also, for me in my study, red has a connotation of word study, so I tend to keep that kind of color palette going, so to speak. So I've got one for Adonai, Elohim, and Yahweh. Now what we want to do is we want to have a visual filter that actually connects to these words. So you can do this work. It's pretty easy. You could come to like any of the words for Lord, and you right click on it, and you're going to want to make sure you are on the lemma option, and then you're going to copy it, and you're going to copy it into a visual filter document. And so you create that within here, within the document menu, and you can rename it whatever you want. You just paste that word into here, and then it's going to show up as that word, and then you format it to whatever you want. And for us, since we've already made our custom highlighting filter for the names of God, you're going to be able to choose, just scroll down until you get to the one that you've created, and it's alphabetical, and right there you're able to choose which one you want. But because here at the Preacher Prep we want to help people save time, you can also go to your document menu, go to public, type in, you're going to want to filter this to visual filters right there, and then you're going to want to type in Names of God, and then right there I've got that Ryland Brown Names of God visual filter, and you're going to be able to add this when you click on it, add it to your docs, and then it's going to show up in your document menu. You're going to have that one. When you open it up, you want to make sure these lemmas are connected to these highlighting palettes, Yahweh, Adonai, Elohim. And then when you're in the visual filter menu, you just want to make sure within the Bible, you just want to make sure that the names of God visual filter document right there. I scrolled down to the visual filter section in these visual filter. You're going to want to make sure that is on, and then it's going to show up in the Hebrew anywhere that you find Yahweh, Adonai, or Elohim. And so really a cool feature. Like I use the NASB, and so it has Lord in all caps, so I'm able to see Yahweh very quickly. But your translation may not do that, and this is a great way to be able to see which one is different. So hopefully this helped. Remember, highlighting palette, create it for names of God. Go to the public visual filter document menu, look for the visual filter called Names of God from me, Ryland Brown. Make sure your highlighting palette is set up correctly in the document. Have it the visual filter set on in your Bible, and it's going to show up just like that in the text. And you can do all sorts of things with this kind of visual filter. So if you're using this kind of visual filter, I'd put it in the comments below so other people can learn. I'd love to learn more about visual filters and how you're using them. And because I always love to learn new things about how people are using Logos Bible software. Hopefully this has helped, and until next time.